Mr. Garcia. I now recognize Ms. Escobar from Texas.
Thank you, Ranking Member Jayapal, for holding this hearing. It has been incredibly frustrating to be able to access information and conduct oversight, and so this shadow hearing is critically important. Thank you to all of our witnesses. Ms. Pierre, your testimony was especially moving, but we're all very grateful to each and every one of you for being here and for helping us shed light on what is happening in this administration. I represent El Paso, Texas, and El Paso is unfortunately the site of America's largest immigration detention facility. It's known as Camp East Montana, and it was funded by what Republicans call their One Big Beautiful Bill, which allocated $45 billion for immigration detention alone. Camp East Montana in El Paso is a $1.24 billion facility. Over $1 billion to hold thousands of people. I have conducted 3 oversight visits, and it's been really challenging to get in. As a member of Congress, I should be able to have unannounced visits, and Ms. St. John, I'll be asking you about that in just a moment. But the 3 oversight visits that I've conducted, twice I've been able to talk to a handful of detainees. The first group of detainees that I spoke to were adult men. Many of them had been in our country for 30 or 40 years. They had never committed a crime. Not only did they tell me that, but the color of their uniform told me that. Last week when I was there, I spoke to a group of women who showed me hives on their bodies because of how unhygienic the situation is. During each one of my oversight visits, I hear about rotten food. I hear about the inability to access not just legal services, but to get to their court hearings. I have heard about the fact that while we are paying a contractor to clean daily, because this is a privately run facility, the facility is only getting paid once a week. Detainees are having to wash their own clothes because the subcontractor we're paying for laundry is not doing it, not performing this function. So for Americans who are watching who may not feel moved by the inhumanity of this situation, I certainly hope they are moved by the fact that we have a private contractor pocketing American tax dollars instead of delivering the services that they are contracted to do. So we have contractors monetizing this situation, profiting off this situation, while the American government is providing little to no accountability and limiting congressional oversight. Ms. St. John, during one of my visits, actually each one of my visits, I'm told by detainees that the facility is cleaned up before I get there, and they said, we know someone is coming because suddenly they clean it up. Can you tell us about why it's so important for Congress to have the authority for unannounced visits?
Yes, absolutely. So that surprises me not at all that you've been told that it gets cleaned up. I know that in Arizona we have heard similar stories routinely with the new policy of not allowing unannounced visits. I know that recently our client said, oh, well, we know we're going to get good food next week because somebody's coming to visit. I've also heard clients say, well, the whole place smells like new paint. So it is a serious problem because, an unannounced visit allows members of Congress to see what's actually happening on any given day. Just like anybody else, if you know somebody's going to be coming in and checking in on you, you're on your best behavior. You made sure you cleaned up, the dirty dishes are away, and that's not the reality of what people are facing. When you walk into the medical unit and they knew you were coming, they make sure that their doctors are there. They make sure that they have the medications being provided. And that is not something that actually happens day to day routinely in our facilities. One of our facilities hasn't had a psychiatrist on staff physically present at the facility for over a year, to our knowledge. We have clients with severe mental health issues who have never seen an actual psychological professional in those facilities, and some of them are getting medication, some of them are not. So, again, this is why having the ability to do a visit with an unannounced visit is so critical. I would also add the ability to speak to people when you're there, because it's also a very different experience when you walk through and just see what's happening versus being able to talk to somebody about what their experience has actually been. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Escobar.